I used to think of Valentine's Day as being all about candy, right? Or flowers, candy or flowers. Or I guess, wine or dinner or something like that. That's what my dad always did. He always gave us kids that little bitty, you probably remember it, that little sampler box of filled chocolate candy. And that was very uncommon for him. He wasn't the kind to really express emotion like that or to give gifts. He almost never bought gifts himself. But this was something every Valentine's Day. My mother got a great big box, but all of us kids got a little box of chocolates. And that's a really special memory to me. And so many times we think that if we want to be healthy, we have to make sacrifices, we have to give up things, but really many, many times it's about substitutes. So I want to tell you something that we're doing this Valentine's Day. In fact, first let me show you. So you can see the end product. Let me see if I can, I don't want them to fall on the floor. Let me pick one up. This is hard because I'm in here by myself today, so I have to work both sides of the camera. So we have, oh no, I dropped one. I cannot let the cat get that. We decided to make chocolate covered pretzels. So what I'm doing here is substituting. And this is not all wonderful. Now, chocolate is healthy, and in this series of videos, I'm going to be teaching you several of the really good things about chocolate and candy and some of the most horrible things that you should avoid. So, substitutes. We're talking about substitutes. This pretzel is not too bad. Now, when it says whole grain, you have to be very careful. What you do not want is whole wheat. All wheat right now is hybridized. That means man has changed it. You want food by God for your body by God. Hey, God made chocolate, right? So God made wheat, but man hybridized it. So ancient wheat is healthy. Spelt, einkorn, emmer, things like that. This one is whole grain sorghum flour, brown rice flour, and those two things can be okay. Then we've got some not okay things like potato starch and a not good thing like tapioca starch. But again, this is not something we eat every day. And we're talking about substitutions here also. This is much healthier than that chocolate candy I grew up with on Valentine's Day. So we have our pretzels. And then I'm going to tell you the funny thing that happened. Because, see, I thought I had done this before, but obviously I hadn't because we had such a mess in our kitchen last night. We were going to make white chocolate covered pretzels. Now, white chocolate should be just cacao butter. And in another training, I'll teach you the difference between cacao and cocoa. So cocoa butter, what we typically call cocoa butter, is just the fat that comes out of processing chocolate. So I got this cocoa butter. Notice it's cold pressed. It's a really high quality. It's organic. Non-GMO certified, so it's a really good brand. I like Terrasol Superfoods. That's a great brand. So we got some cacao. Notice this one is cacao. It's not cocoa, so this is less processed. We got some cacao butter, and we melted it. And my daughter said, "Mom, this just looks like melted butter." And she was right, it did. Well, duh, why didn't I think of that? It was just fat. Cocoa butter is just fat. I love this in my coffee. I put all kinds of different fats in my coffee. And when I put this in my coffee, it makes my coffee taste like chocolate. I also use it in some skincare products. So this is what not to do. And eventually I'll figure out how to make white chocolate covered pretzels and I'll let you know. Or maybe one of you will let me know. We have a couple of online communities that we love. One of them is our Forever Young Academy. And in our academy, we share information with each other. It's so nice to be part of a community, isn't it? So that is foreveryoungacademy.health. So here's the mistake that we made, and we'll progress there. We'll get there eventually. I'll come back later and let you know about that. I did use a double boiler. When you're using chocolate, I did get into the real thing. When you're melting chocolate, you want soft, gentle heat so that it doesn't scorch. So we used a double burner, and I'll show you, and I've got lots more chocolate to show you in another video, but today, what I'm using is Lily's. Oh, they're spilling on the floor. It's, okay, less sugar. It's semi-sweet. I rarely get semi-sweet. I usually get dark chocolate, because the darker the chocolate, the better the antioxidants. We'll talk about that in another video. I'm looking here for the ingredients. Here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Unsweetened cocoa. Inulin is fiber. Erythritol is a sugar alcohol. Some people have a really hard time digesting sugar alcohols like this, so beware of that. Some lecithin, stevia, and vanilla. Notice there's nothing in there that says flavor. Vanilla extract is great. Vanilla is very high in antioxidants. Vanilla flavor is not. That's artificial. So we took our chocolate chips just because, you know, it wasn't really what we planned. So I just grabbed the first thing that I saw in the cabinet. So we took our chocolate chips and we melted those. We dipped our pretzels. Let me back up. We did one more thing. Because remember, we were intending to make white chocolate, and that cacao butter is not sweetened at all. So we put some sugar. I'm going to see if I can show you this. Here's the name of it, turbinado. That's a U. My handwriting is not wonderful. Turbinado sugar. There you go, turbinado sugar. I do buy organic. I get all these ingredients you can get on Thrive Market, and it's. Let me see if I can move it. Notice it's less processed. It still has all of the minerals in it. Now, God made sugar cane. When you have sugar, you want sugar cane, and the first part of our video series talked about that. When you're having sugar, it needs to be organic, and it needs to say cane sugar. It's really important that it be organic, because they put a ton of chemicals on sugar cane. So it really is one of those things that must be organic. Here's what happened. This was a side benefit that was kind of cool. It didn't melt very well. And so we talked about putting peppermint. My daughter said, "Don't you have some peppermint?" I do. I could put peppermint oil, peppermint essential oil, in with the melted chocolate. That's not what she wanted. She wanted crunchy, like chopped up peppermint. Well, I didn't have peppermint candy in my house. But the turbinado sugar gave it a little crunch. So when we make it next time, we'll use probably dark chocolate. We'll put some turbinado sugar, and I'll use some peppermint essential oil, which is food grade quality. And that'll give us the crunch and the peppermint. See, we're all about substitutions here. And then we do sometimes add some vanilla extract. So I would love for you to share some comments. Let me know what traditions you used to have on Valentine's Day, and maybe some of the substitutes that you've made to help make this a more heart-friendly, a more health-friendly holiday. And let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help you. It's my honor to walk the journey of health with you.